everyone, Jess here from the Scrappy Sisters, and thank you for joining me for another 6x8 holiday layout process video. So again, I've got two holiday layouts coming at you today in this one video. So I'm using lots of different tropical florals on this particular layout. That purple one is quite a different looking flower, but I really wanted to include it because of the color purple. My husband is a best man, and the best man is wearing purple, and I really wanted to keep that sort of as part of the layout. So because I put that purple one on, I decided I needed to use the red one as well, just so it didn't look too completely strange to have that flower being so different. But I did want to tuck it in underneath the photo. I also wanted to include that orange one because the boat is orange, but in the end it really doesn't matter what colors I ended up putting on the layout because this layout is super busy, and I think just any colors at all have kind of just brightened up the feel of this layout. I possibly went a little bit of a more is more feel on this particular floral design. I possibly could have lightened up the amount of flowers I included, but you know, it's all in good fun. So if you've been following along with these process videos, you will know that the other day, the last layout was me getting ready for the wedding and having a couple of champagnes at the wine bar. We have now walked down the main street of Hoi An to the docks, and we have all got onto various little boats. There's quite a lot of boats that have taken us to the location of the wedding. At this stage, we don't know where it is. We don't really know what is happening or anything like that. But we're going to a place called Red Bridge. And it takes a lot longer to get to this particular location by boat, but obviously the trip is far nicer than just sitting in a Hoi An taxi. So this was quite a fun little way to get to the wedding, and we were allowed to bring any glasses of drink that we hadn't finished yet. So that's why I've got my little champagne glass with me there. So there's a picture of me and hubby in the boat, and then there is a picture of the actual boat that we caught, or one of. It might not be the exact one I was on, but the same concept, on our way across the water. That's the red flower I was referring to earlier, by the way, and then that's the orange one that I wanted to include because of the orange in the photograph. But as I said, with everything else that's going on in this layout, I don't think it really matters what the colours are. I didn't really need that rectangle sentiment, pink sentiment, but I just really liked what it said, so I decided to include that. I'm kind of breaking all the rules on this particular album, not just this layout, this album in general, and I'm really enjoying just letting go and doing whatever I want to do and not being tied down by when I say rules, obviously there are no rules, but what like the sort of, the make clusters and rules of thirds and all of that kind of stuff. I'm just having a play and really enjoying it. I'm finding it really freeing at the moment to just do what I want to do. And no pressure. This isn't for anything. This isn't a design team layout. It isn't for somebody else. It is just for me, and it's so old now that I just don't feel like there's any requirements when getting this done. So it's been really fun. So I've got some close-ups of this layout coming up for you now before I start the next one, because I just thought it might be nice for you to see that now, not at the end. So I just did two. The reason why I doubled up those two photos was I've seen this done a few times on Pinterest or in Facebook, where people have doubled up photos. I did it because I had to, as in not had to, as in I had TWO. For some reason I must have printed two, whether I had an idea in my head or whether because I put more than one photo in a 4x6, I just had a spare spot, so I did it twice. Sorry, that is my husband. I just decided I would use them both instead of throwing one away. So yeah. Now for this particular layout, I'm actually using the packaging that the ephemera came in. It is Aldi ephemera, and I just thought the floral was so cute, and the colour of it really tied in well with the colours of the bridesmaids, not that you really see them, and the colour of the bride's mum's clothing. So I just thought that worked really, really well. So I decided to use that packaging. The only thing that I am a bit, I suppose, disappointed about, but that's a pretty harsh word for the real feeling that I've got at the moment, is I wish this was a bit wider than 6 inches. I end up having to cut quite a lot of this torn, ripped blue down the side. And I think it would have been really nice to be able to have more like an inch of this sewing, but I end up with like a centimetre of it just to fit in the 6 inches. But otherwise, I'm really happy with this layout. It's really simple because there is heaps of photos. And I really want the photos to be the standout here. Like this, this is the wedding. This is the wedding. I don't have any other layouts of the particular wedding ceremony. It's just what happens, the party and the reception and all that happens next. So I really want these photos to speak for themselves. So I don't really do much else other than this. Yeah. I made a, what are they called? The photos in a row. Like a photo booth. That's what I'm thinking of. I made a photo booth strip, just myself. I just cut my 4 photos in the same-ish size. To get all these different amounts of photos on one 4x6, I use the Project Life, Becky Higgins Project Life app. It used to be free, but kind of feel like you have to pay now, or maybe you have to pay for some certain upgrades, but I don't think you have to pay to be able to make numerous like photos on a page. And these are 8 little mini photos on one 4x6 page, which makes them quite small. And by the time you sort of neaten them up and cut them all the same size, they're quite small. But it works really well in a 6x8 format because if I want to get so many photos on a page, I need them to be small. And I don't think they're too small. I think you really do, you get the point of what the layout's supposed to be. If it was my wedding, perhaps I'd probably want them larger. But as just a friend's wedding, I think the memory is more than been recorded. So I'm really happy with how much I'm able to fit onto one page. Besides, if you guys could see my album, I've still got 11 layouts to go, and it is beyond bursting. It really isn't going to fit into one album. I'm just going to keep trying anyway. I promise to give you a layout share at the end, and you will see how absolutely massive it is. At the moment, I'm hoping if I just get an elastic, a pretty elastic band, I can sort of loop it around it and help hold it together. But I think it might even be beyond that. It is so full. But we shall see. I'd rather not make 2 albums, but we will see. If I have to, I have to. I pulled out that Project Life chipboard because I thought I might use it on this layout, but I decided the layout was busy enough, and I'll just save it for more of the wedding pages later. Here we go, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will catch you next time. Bye.